Navigating the legal system can be one of the most stressful experiences of your life. It really can, especially when you're facing what feels like this endless barrage of demands from the other side. It can feel personal, it can feel overwhelming, and honestly, it feels like it's designed to break you. But what if I told you it's just a predictable playbook and that you can learn the counter moves? Okay, let's dive into this guide on how to survive and even thrive when you're facing discovery abuse. First things first, let's be really clear about what we're talking about here. This isn't some fair search for the truth. Nope. Discovery abuse is a deliberate strategy. Its whole purpose is to attack your resources, your money by driving up legal costs, your time by creating these constant crises and deadlines, your privacy by digging into every single corner of your life, and even your reputation by trying to create the story that you're hiding something. It's a weapon, plain and simple. So if you're sitting there nodding your head right now, listen, you are not alone. This is an incredibly common tactic, especially in those really high conflict cases. That feeling of being totally buried and under attack, that is exactly what the other side wants you to feel. But here's the good news. Just recognizing the strategy is the very first step to dismantling it. All right, so to beat your opponent, you have to know their game. What feels like just random chaos is actually a set of very predictable moves. Let's break down the most common plays you're going to see so you'll know them when they come at you. Okay, this is a classic. You'll get a request for something like all text messages and emails for the last 10 years, or every single photo you've ever taken on your phone. The scope is intentionally impossible. And here's the trick. The hidden purpose isn't really to get all that information. It's to make you fail so they can run to the judge and say, see, they're not cooperating. And then there's this one, the paper blizzard. It's all about sheer volume. You get hit with, 100 different requests and interrogatories and admissions all at once. It's designed to do one thing, confuse you, completely overwhelm your ability to respond, and ultimately force you to miss deadlines, which again just makes you look bad in front of the court. Now, this one is particularly nasty. They'll demand a full device image of your phone or your entire iCloud backup. Let me be clear. Agreeing to this is a huge mistake. It forces an incredibly expensive forensic analysis, and, way more importantly, it gives them access to the private conversations of your friends, your family, your kids, people who have absolutely nothing to do with the case. It's a massive invasion of privacy. And if attacking you directly isn't enough, they'll start going after the people around you. They'll send subpoenas to your boss, maybe your new partner, even your therapist. The goal here is purely psychological. It's to isolate you, embarrass you, and put so much pressure on your support system that you'll just give up. Okay, so that's the problem. It's ugly, I know, but it is predictable. So how in the world do you fight back? Well, it all starts with a fundamental shift in your mindset. Let's talk about the core principle that's going to build your defense from the ground up. This right here, this is the single most important idea you need to grasp. Stop thinking about winning every little argument. Your real audience is the judge. Your mission from this moment on is to prove through your actions that you are the reasonable, organized, and trustworthy person in the room. Because when the judge trusts you, you win. I want you to think of these 4 words as your guiding mantra: reasonable, specific, documented, and proportional. Every single response you write, every action you take should be filtered through this lens. This is the foundation of your entire defense strategy. So with that North Star principle in your mind, you need a practical system to actually put it into action. This isn't about emotion, it's about execution. Let's walk through the toolkit that is going to become your shield. It all begins with 3 really powerful foundational steps. First, you're going to build a command center. That's one organized digital folder for every single discovery document. Second, you'll start a control log to track every request and response. And third, you will triage every single request you get within 72 hours. This is how you seize control back from the chaos. Now, this might look like a simple little spreadsheet, but trust me, this is probably the most powerful document you will create. This discovery control log becomes your Exhibit A. When there's a dispute, you don't have to tell some long, complicated story. You can just show this log to the judge. It proves at a glance what they asked for, what you did, and how you tried to be reasonable. So if the control log is your shield, then the narrowing offer, well, that's your sword. This is the single most effective technique for responding to those abusive, over-the-top requests without making yourself look uncooperative. Just look at this comparison for a second. The other side wants you to refuse everything. They want you to get emotional and look difficult. That's the trap. Instead, you're going to do the exact opposite.
You'll briefly state your objection, but then, and this is key, you will immediately offer a reasonable, narrowed alternative that gives them the relevant information without giving up your privacy or your sanity.
And here it is. This is the magic language that makes it happen. You object, but then you immediately follow it up with, subject to objections, I will produce. You are the one who defines what actually matters and proposes clear limits. This language completely flips the dynamic. You're no longer the person just saying no. You're the person proposing a reasonable solution.
So how do you create that reasonable alternative? It's easy. You just use these 4 simple levers. For any crazy, overbroad request, you can propose to limit it by a specific date range, a relevant topic, a specific source, like maybe just emails between the two of you, or by format, like providing PDFs instead of a full phone image. These are your tools for drawing defensible boundaries.
Okay, so you've done all this hard work, you're organized, you've made reasonable offers, and you've documented every little thing. Now, how does this all come together to actually win the hearing? Before you ever step foot in court, you have to create a paper trail that proves you tried to solve the problem first. This is the meat and con for email, and its purpose is not to argue. Its purpose is to become an exhibit. It shows the judge in black and white that you calmly and specifically proposed a solution, and the other side either refused or just ignored you. And this is the mic drop moment. This is the final payoff. All of that drama, all those back and forth arguments, they get boiled down into this simple chart. A judge doesn't have time to read hundreds of pages of angry emails, but they have time for this. It clearly lays out their unreasonable demand right next to your reasonable offer. It makes it incredibly easy for the judge to see who the problem is and make a quick, decisive ruling in your favor. So what's the crucial takeaway here? Brevity is your best friend. Your entire argument should be summarized on a single page if you can manage it. Resist that urge to write a novel explaining how wronged you are. A clear, concise, one-page chart is so much more powerful than a 50-page emotional rant. Respect the judge's time, and the judge will respect you. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Every single step we've covered today isn't just about defending yourself. It's actually an offensive strategy. With every organized response, every reasonable offer, every concise chart, you're not just surviving discovery abuse, you are actively building the case piece by piece for why you are the person the judge should ultimately trust with the most important decisions. And that is how you truly win.